September 20th, 1988. A clear, sunny morning in the small town of Belen, New Mexico. A young woman, just 19 years old, sets out on her daily bike ride along Highway 47, a familiar route she's traveled countless times. She tells her mother she'll be back by noon, just in time for a tennis match with her boyfriend. But noon comes and goes. The tennis match is missed. As the sun begins to set over the vast New Mexico landscape, a frantic search begins. The young woman, Calico, has vanished without a trace. This is not just a story of a missing person. It's the beginning of a chilling enigma that would captivate and haunt America for decades. A mystery centered around a single, terrifying photograph. What happened to Calico on that deserted road? The answer, or what little we have of it, is far more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. Calico was a vibrant and ambitious young woman. She was a sophomore at the University of New Mexico's Valencia campus, studying to become a psychologist or a psychiatrist. She was known for her bright personality, her dedication to her studies, and her disciplined routine. That routine included a 36-mile round-trip bike ride, a journey she usually made with her mother, Patty Dole. But on that particular morning, her mother had a flat tire and couldn't join her. Tara went alone, riding her older sister's fluorescent pink Huffy mountain bike. She had her Sony Walkman with her, listening to a cassette tape by the band Boston. The last time anyone saw her was around 11:45 a.m. Witnesses reported seeing her riding north on Highway 47, seemingly without a care in the world. They also reported seeing a light-colored, older model pickup truck following closely behind her, but no one thought anything of it at the time. When Tara didn't return home, her mother, Patty, drove the route herself, searching for any sign of her daughter. There was nothing. The police were called, and a massive search effort was launched. The community rallied, friends and strangers combing the desolate landscape. Days turned into weeks, but the search yielded very little. The only clues found were fragments of Tara's Walkman and a piece of the Boston cassette tape, scattered by the side of the road, about 19 miles from her home. Her pink bike was never recovered. It was as if she had been plucked from the earth, leaving behind only echoes of her last moments. The initial investigation was intense, but frustrating. Police followed up on hundreds of leads, but each one led to a dead end. The pickup truck seen following Tara became a key focus, but descriptions were vague and varied. Without a body, a crime scene, or any clear evidence of foul play, the case quickly grew cold. Tara's family, however, refused to give up hope. Patty and her husband, John Dole, dedicated their lives to finding their daughter. They kept her story in the media, appeared on national television shows like Unsolved Mysteries, and traveled across the country, following any lead, no matter how faint. They believed Tara was alive, that she had been kidnapped, and was being held somewhere against her will. Their determination was a testament to a parent's unwavering love, but the lack of answers was a constant, gnawing pain. For nearly a year, there was silence. The trail went completely cold. And then, everything changed. 10 months after Tara's disappearance, on June 15, 1989, a woman in Port St. Joe, Florida, over 1,500 miles away from Belen, New Mexico, made a disturbing discovery. In the parking lot of a convenience store, she found a Polaroid photograph lying face down on the asphalt. When she turned it over, she was confronted with a haunting image. The photo depicted a young woman and a young boy, lying on what appeared to be sheets and a pillow in the dark, cramped interior of a van or a camper. Their mouths were sealed with black duct tape, and their hands were bound behind their backs. They looked directly at the camera, their eyes wide with terror. The woman who found the photo immediately called the police. She told them that just before she found it, she had seen a windowless white Toyota cargo van parked in that spot. The driver was a man who appeared to be in his 30s, but by the time police arrived, the van and the man were gone. When the photograph was broadcast on national television, Patty Dole saw it. Her heart stopped. The girl in the picture bore a striking resemblance to her missing daughter, Tara. There was a faint scar on the girl's leg, in the exact same spot where Tara had a scar from a childhood car accident. Furthermore, beside the girl was a copy of the book, My Sweet Audrina, by V. C. Andrews, which was said to be one of Tara's favorite books. The family was convinced this was their daughter. The Polaroid instantly reignited the case, turning a local mystery into a national sensation. But it also brought a new layer of horror. If this was Tara, where was she? Who was the boy beside her? And who took this horrifying picture? The photograph was sent to the FBI for analysis. Their initial findings were inconclusive. While they noted the similarities, they couldn't definitively say the girl was Tara Calico. The Scotland Yard in the United Kingdom also analyzed the image and concluded that it was, in fact, Tara. However, third analysis by the Los Alamos National Laboratory disagreed, casting doubt on the identification. The identity of the young boy in the photo added another layer to the puzzle. He was tentatively identified as Michael Henley, a 9-year-old boy who had also disappeared from New Mexico in April 1988 while on a camping trip with his father, just a few months before Tara vanished. The two locations were only 75 miles apart. For a moment, it seemed the cases might be connected. However, Henley's remains were found in 1990 in the Zuni Mountains, not far from where he disappeared. Authorities determined he had likely wandered off and died of exposure. He was not the boy in the Polaroid. The boy's identity remains unknown to this day. The Polaroid photograph became the central, agonizing piece of the puzzle. Was it a cruel, elaborate hoax, or was it a genuine, terrifying glimpse into Tara's fate? The photo's origin was as mysterious as its subjects. Found in a parking lot in Florida, so far from where Tara disappeared, it raised more questions than answers. Was she taken across the country? Was the photo a message, a taunt from her captor? Or was it dropped accidentally? The van seen in the parking lot was never located. The man driving it was never identified. The photo itself offered few forensic clues. The film type, a Polaroid 600 type, was common and untraceable. The image was a dead end, a frozen moment of terror with no context and no resolution. For Tara's family, it was both a source of hope and a source of unending torture. Hope that she was alive, and torture imagining the fear she must have been enduring. Over the years that followed, 2 more Polaroid photographs surfaced, each one more disturbing and ambiguous than the last. The second photo was found near a construction site in Montecito, California. It was a blurry image showing a girl's face with her mouth covered by tape, her features partially obscured by light blue striped fabric, similar to the pillow in the first photo. It was printed on the same type of film. Patty Dole believed this was also Tara, but again, identification was impossible. The third and final photograph was even more cryptic. It showed a woman loosely bound on an Amtrak train, her eyes covered with gauze and large black framed glasses, with a male passenger sitting beside her. Patty Dole was uncertain if this woman was Tara. She felt that if the woman was her daughter, she must have been taunting her captors by posing for the photo, a small act of defiance. The woman in this picture has never been identified. As the years stretched into decades, the case remained frozen in time. Patty and John Dole passed away without ever knowing what happened to their daughter, but law enforcement never officially closed the case. In 2008, Rene Rivera, the sheriff of Valencia County, announced he had received new information. He claimed to know what happened to Tara. He alleged that she was accidentally hit by a truck driven by 2 local young men he knew. He believed they panicked, and with the help of others, disposed of her body and her bike. He stated that he knew their names, but couldn't make an arrest without a body. This theory, however, has never been officially confirmed or resulted in any charges. It remains one of several unproven scenarios. In 2019, the FBI announced a $20,000 reward for information leading to the discovery of Tara's location or the arrest of those responsible for her disappearance. They released an age-progressed photo of what Tara might look like in her 50s. In 2021, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office and the FBI confirmed they had a new, strong lead, and a sealed search warrant was served at a private residence in Valencia County. But the results of that search have never been made public. Today, more than 3 decades later, the mystery of Tara Calico endures. There has been no body, no confession, and no closure. All that remains is that single, chilling Polaroid, a photograph that shocked a nation and became a symbol of one of America's most haunting unsolved cases. It's a frozen scream from the past, a silent plea that continues to echo through the years, asking the one question that still has no answer: what really happened to Tara Calico? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into a truly unsettling mystery. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the like button. It helps us continue to shed light on important cases like this one. We'll see you in the next video.